Let's discuss why Tyson Fury might get the last laugh against Alexander Usyk. Now, look, I understand his stick is running thin. People are getting sick of Tyson Fury. I've been a Tyson Fury fan and supporter for a long time. If you've seen the videos on Boxing Bros and you've seen my predictions, I've never predicted against Tyson Fury. But even when he pulled that 70-30 split stunt with Alexander Usyk, I got frustrated and I was ready to be like, look, bro, you're doing too much. You're playing around way too much. But for me, now that the fight signed and it's here and hopefully set to go down on May 18th, all that's out the window. Now we have to discuss some things. I see a lot of people writing Tyson Fury off, and I just feel this may be right where he wants everyone to be. So I'm going to give you a flashback to Tyson Fury when he was well over 400 pounds, smoking, drinking, abusing his body with drugs. And here's him speaking and him announcing his comeback to the world at first. And many people were writing him off then. Remember, when he was 400 pounds, people were saying he was done. We'll watch this video and we'll talk about it a bit more.
Guess who's back? The one and only. Shout going out to the big bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. Big respect for giving me the motivation, telling me I can't do it, and I'm finished. Coming back for you, baby. Coming back for you. I'm going to fulfill that promise I made to you a few years ago. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm coming back for the big stiff man. The man who struggled with a midget. You there. Struggling with a midget. Please. Why would he be with the Gypsy King? 6'9", 18.5 stone. In shape. Fast. Oh, I'll obliterate you, boy. Guess who's back?
All right, so you see, it just took Deontay Wilder doubting him. That's what it took. Deontay Wilder saying to him, you know, you're never coming back. And you see the man out running and smiling and he's happy. So we're going to listen to Tyson Fury speak about what it felt like to battle some of the depression and mental health that he was going through.
All that sort of stuff. Will understand what I'm saying. And when you're so down and every day you wake up, even if it's sunshine and it's grey and you're negative all the time, and you're infectious, you infect people who are around you, make them negative and down, and you push everybody away and just want to be left alone, like in a dark corner and left alone. If you had your arm chopped off and people could see it and they know you've got a proper injury, but with you being mentally unwell, you can't see in someone's brain. So I could be here now and I look okay, but I could be hearing voices in my mind, or I could be going back and forth with my own self. I don't know. It's one of the worstest things that I've ever experienced, like being punched in the face or grueling training or whatever has happened to me in my life. Nothing could ever compare with mental health struggle.
So that's Tyson Fury explaining some of what he had to go through and what led to him being overweight and his bouts with depression and mental health illness. Now, we'll take a look at this picture, and what it shows is how he looked in 2017 and look at his body in 2021. And so you see the contrast, you see the difference, you know, the before and after that you see. It's look like an Ozempic commercial, right? So, yeah, basically you see what happened. And so I didn't even read the caption, but let me just see what James English had to say. He said, the greatest comeback. At 28, he battled depression, addiction, and even a suicide attempt, but decided to get back on track in 2017. He's lost over 10 stone and remained unbeaten in 7 fights since. He's now a 2-time world heavyweight champion. At Tyson Fury is a true inspiration. So those are real facts. And again, just to be clear, it was Deontay Wilder who called him and said he wouldn't come back. And he started that run, and you saw that video. And when he made that video, I remember it, because I remember everyone like, yo, this dude's crazy. He's too big. He'll never beat Deontay Wilder. Then I remember his 2 fights he had before he fought Deontay Wilder, even the way he got up in the 12th. So again, to write Tyson Fury off may not be a wise decision. But we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But let's take a look at another video and we'll discuss it. So recently, Anthony Joshua completely annihilated Francis Ngannou in impressive fashion, beautiful fashion. I mean, Anthony Joshua made a statement, and no one can deny that, despite how people are trying to, and we're going to get into that in another video later. But the reality is, Anthony Joshua looked phenomenal against an opponent who made Tyson Fury look bad. And so Tyson Fury took to social media after to show off his accomplishments in the sport of boxing. And again, I feel like to remind people why he should be number one.
Every day I like to come in here and just remind myself of my achievements. Come back of the year 18, Ring Magazine, Round of the Year 18, Fighter of the Year 15, Upset of the Year 15, not too shabby. And then we got these Ring Magazine champion there, Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, that was in 2020, and Ring Magazine Championship. And I go over here, I've got a few more little belts there, just to remind myself that I'm on top. Boosh! Every day I like to come in here.
So, and there's some things to take away. You heard Tyson Fury state he gave away the Ring Magazine belt 3 times. And so Ring Magazine now doesn't rate him as the champion. And there could be some sour grapes in that. Either way, again, you see him showing off his collection. And to me, that's important because it shows that Tyson Fury is motivated. You have a motivated Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury is now showing off his collection. He feels the need to remind people of what he's done. And I think that's very important, and I'll explain to you why in a second. But now we're going to take a look at Tyson Fury's physique. Now, look at Tyson Fury when he fought Francis Ngannou. You see what type of shape he was in. To quote Dana White, if Tyson Fury didn't show up looking like he ate Tyson Fury, right? So here's Tyson Fury now speaking, giving an interview, and you can just see, looking at him, you can just see how the shirt is, and you can see he's slimmer. You can see his physique is better. You can see he's been training. You can see it in his face. You can see it. The face usually is where the weight starts leaving first, but you can see it around the body. And he's posted pictures when his fight was postponed of him with the cut eye, showing his physique and that he's been in the gym training. So let's take a look at what he had to say about when he fought Francis Ngannou.
I've been being so cocky lately. I want him to win so I can give him a good idea.
If you went outside man to man, he'd have you. He said that at the press conference to you.
Let me tell you, if he comes outside with me, he won't be walking away from it. And that's a fact. You think I'm going to do? Let him elbow me and punch me in the face and whatever, grab me and break my arm. He won't be leaving me outside. And I tell you that. And he knew that the other night when I told him straight. And I got up the other night and punched his cunt right in for him. But I didn't want to cancel another show for Turkey. I've already cancelled one with a cut eye. If I got up and said about him the other night at the press conference, there'd have been another show cancelled. What happens if he would have got a cut or you smashed his jaw or eye socket or whatever? There you go. And I'll have been in big trouble as well.
So that was Tyson Fury referring to the back and forth he had with Francis Ngannou during the press conference, where Francis Ngannou said, "Oh, you're protected by the rules of boxing, but in a street fight, the fictitious street fight that the MMA fighters like to go to, where they don't get punched before they can do anything else. They just automatically take the boxers to the ground and everything goes their way in this fictitious street fight. They never get hit with a punch first before they can do anything. Although the fight starts on the feet." But anyways, he was responding to what Francis Ngannou said. But you can just see how he looked. And I thought he was going to say it in there, but he didn't say the quote in there. But in that interview, he said he didn't fight Tyson Fury on the night. Now, let's be clear. I'm not of that belief. I know that Francis Ngannou fought Tyson Fury, but I know what he's saying. He's saying that I took him lightly, and that's the only reason he was able to compete with me. Be that as it may, he competed with him. Anthony Joshua gets full credit and kudos for restoring the reputation of boxing and sparking out Francis Ngannou the way we all thought Tyson Fury was going to do the first time. But that doesn't take away from what Tyson Fury may be able to do to Usyk. And again, we're going to talk about that. I have there should be one more video. Here it is. That Tyson Fury posted the other day of him running, training for his May 18th fight with Oleksandr Usyk.
So today is our 9-week anniversary until Usyk gets fucking battered. And we're out on the front this morning, little team of us, and we're going to jog about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 mile. Might even do a half marathon today, who knows. But the one thing I do know is it's absolutely fantastic weather, nice and fresh on the bay. Come on. So today,
unrelated, but I just saw this Seductive Sunday. I don't even want to click on that hashtag. I don't know what that hashtag's about. I see White trending right now. Dillian White, of course, is having his comeback fight against Christian Hammer, who, I mean, he seems to be the tune-up guy, right? People go to him. But anyways, getting back to this, I'm going to explain to you why Tyson Fury might get the last laugh against Oleksandr Usyk. First, remember, young Tyson Fury, who had a full head of hair and eventually went bald, was always a magnificent talent. Then you go back to Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart always predicted that Tyson Fury would be great. And Emmanuel Stewart is a great eye for talent, and Emmanuel Stewart also worked with Vladimir Klitschko. So Emmanuel Stewart always dubbed him that. So Tyson Fury was known as a great prospect even at a young age. And he started calling out Vladimir Klitschko. And some people thought he was joking because Tyson Fury does that. Tyson Fury has this ability to make people feel comfortable, and he comes off as a joker. He comes off as a clown. And then when you step in the ring with him, he's absolutely ferocious and furious. So, he's Fury. He's his name. So I think he has the ability to get people to underestimate him. And when he does that, he gives people a false sense of security, right? So in the build-up to Vladimir Klitschko versus Fury, which when the fight was announced, Fury's back to doing his mind games, his doing his trash talking, and it seems it's laughing. We're laughing. We're joking. He's saying Klitschko's slow. All he has is a 1-2. He's robotic. Fury saying that's going to be his downfall. Fury saying all these things, and we're listening to it, and we're like, he's capping because he's saying a whole bunch of other ridiculous things. He's showing up in a Batman costume. He's doing all this stuff. But I tell people this, even in Fury's jokes, he's giving you a little bit of truth. If you go back and you watch those press conferences, he told Klitschko everything he was going to do to him. He told Klitschko he was too slow. He was robotic. He told him he had better feet. He told him his hands were faster. He told him his height was going to play a difference. He told him all those things. And when people looked at it like, man, this dude, he's capping, he's clowning. A lot of people thought Dr. Stillhammer was just going to nail him. But that didn't happen. And I remember the famous story. I don't know how versed you are in it, but they were in a sauna together. And it became a battle of wills because everyone else who was in the sauna left. There were about 5 other people. They left. And it was just Fury and it was just Vladimir Klitschko. And they stood in and they stayed in there for about 40 minutes. And Klitschko had to leave the sauna before Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury said from that moment, he knew he had Klitschko. And they tell that story in a face-off, and you could just see it look a little, because at first, Klitschko's looking like he recalled it. And then he says he doesn't recall when they asked who left first. So just little stuff like that with Fury that may mean something, may mean nothing, but he's digging under the skin. But when the fight happened, he did. He did everything he said he was going to do to Vladimir Klitschko, although some people doubted him and he was the underdog. So now Tyson Fury wins. He pops positive, gets stripped of the titles. Now Tyson Fury's 400 pounds suicidal, depression, drug and alcohol abuse, all these things. Deontay Wilder hits up Tyson Fury and says, talking trash, saying you're never coming back, all this stuff. He makes this announcement, shows himself working out. And here's one thing I'll give Tyson Fury. He's never ashamed or afraid to show off that massive gut of his, right? He's posing with the gut, 400 pounds, but he's really training. And you got to credit Ben Davison, because Ben Davison was a huge motivating force around that time with Tyson Fury. Working with Ben Davison, who has proven, based on what he's done with Anthony Joshua and other fighters, that he is a hell of a trainer, Ben Davison. Ben Davison's the real deal. So he had a great motivator in Ben Davison. He had a great trainer in Ben Davison. I think Ben Davison is good for the mental, by the way, taking a sidetrack, because you look at how he was able to mentally help Tyson Fury overcome depression and train. And you look at mentally psychologically where Anthony Joshua is now in terms of where he was prior to linking up with Ben Davison. And I think that's one of Ben Davison's specialties, is getting in the fighter's mind and connecting with them on that level, which to me is invaluable. But anyways, getting back to Tyson Fury, he goes through those motions. So he comes back and he fought like Sefries and Francisco Pina, something like that. He fought those two guys. He didn't look great in those fights. Remember, he looked like Joe Joyce looked last night, kind of. Like, you knew he was levels above these guys, but you put him in the ring with the elites, you worried about Fury getting washed, right? So he fights Deontay Wilder. His third fight in 9 months. After losing all the weight. Third fight in 9 months. He fights Deontay Wilder. I thought Tyson Fury won the fight, but I am not upset with a draw, because Deontay Wilder did drop Tyson Fury twice, and I thought he won the first round, but I still think Fury won on my scorecard. But it was a draw. Okay? I mean, you don't want to call robbery on a close fight, but the storyline, the way Tyson Fury got dropped, I believe it was in the 9th, and then he got dropped in the 12th, got up like the Undertaker. That's what sold the second fight. So after all of that, Tyson Fury gets a draw, and that still was seen as a dub for Tyson, because you look at everything he's been through. But then came the buildup for Wilder and Fury 2. And this time, Fury comes with a new trainer. He comes with Sugar Hill. And he's got Sugar Hill now. And he's telling Wilder, I'm going to come forward. I'm going to knock you out. And the pillow fist, and everyone thought it was a joke. But I'm telling you, Tyson Fury gives you these nuggets of realness in what he's saying. And he went in there and he did everything he said he was going to do to Deontay Wilder. Made Mark Brillin throw in the towel, which led to Mark Brillin being fired, which led to Glovegate, which led to an autopsy, which led to all types of excuses. And then came the trilogy. And in the trilogy, this is where I think Tyson Fury showed his problem, his issue. He gets complacent. After he did what he did to Deontay Wilder in the second fight, when he showed up to fight when he showed up to fight Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury wasn't in the best shape. Tyson Fury didn't look too good. And so that is when he got dropped twice again and had to overcome, and he looked sluggish and he didn't look very well. And I think the problem with Tyson Fury is once he reaches the mountaintop, he gets complacent. Okay, so then he beats Deontay Wilder, move on. He goes and he fights Dillian White, sparks him out, Chisora again. Eventually they stop it. He looked great in the Dillian fight. I think there was some bad blood between him and Dillian that motivated him. They used to be sparring partners, all types of stuff. They used to be friends. I think he was a little bit motivated for the Dillian fight. I remember him running to the ring like he smelled the brown stewed chicken. You know, he smelled the curry goat. He smelled the oxtails, and he went in there to take Dillian White's head off, and that's what he did. Chisora fight, you can just see he looked a bit complacent. And then came Francis Ngannou. And I don't think he took Francis Ngannou seriously. And then he ended up getting dropped again. And I think that's a running theme. Oh, I also forgot. So I got to go way back to before he fought Klitschko. He got dropped by SS Cunningham. And that gave people some doubts too. They were like, oh, a little SS Cunningham can drop him. Klitschko's going to kill him. So to just bring that back now to Francis Ngannou drops Tyson Fury, and now everybody's like, oh, Francis Ngannou dropped him. Oh, now Usyk could kill him. And then you just see what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou, and you're thinking, whoa, now Fury is really done. But keep in mind, the Fury you're going to see against Usyk isn't the Fury that won in a ring with Ngannou. It wasn't a motivated Tyson Fury. Motivated Tyson Fury is very dangerous and has shocked the world several times. Motivated Tyson Fury shocked the world the first time when he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Underdog. Got dropped by SS Cunningham, so people automatically assumed Vladimir Klitschko was going to be able to do it. Klitschko couldn't even really put a clean glove on Tyson Fury, and he won. Dominated that fight. Shocked the world again when he was able to overcome addiction, depression, suicidal thoughts, and obesity to go and beat Deontay Wilder in a trilogy and become two-time heavyweight champion of the world. So again, don't count out Tyson Fury. Don't judge Fury based on these performances because we've seen them before. We've seen it with SS Cunningham, then he beats Klitschko. We've seen it with Cephas, Francesco Pina. He goes in there, puts on an amazing performance against Deontay Wilder, right? And even before he did the fight with Deontay Wilder the second time, he struggled with Otto Wallin. And I remember people getting confidence off of that. Listen, styles make fights. You can never really tell. I'm just telling you, the way things are shaping up, people turning against Fury, the way all this is shaping up, it's shaping up for Fury to shock the world again if you underestimate him. So this is all, I say all that to say, those are the reasons why Tyson Fury might get the last laugh against Oleksandr Usyk. Thank you for listening. Peace.